Good evening. I'm very aware that it's doing that thing again where it's just going to tell people I'm live. So I just sit here and wait. So this is another testimonial coming up from Terri Ann, who was in the last round of the Divine. Oh, wow. That is bright. Don't want it to be that bright. Blinding. So, yes, this is I see that both accounts are here, and I'm curious which one she's going to join from. Is it going to be the business or the personal one? Yeah. Her personal one. Did I accept that? Oh no. Here we go. Wait. Did I accept it? I'm literally pressing accept, but I don't know if it's a letting it. Oh! It keeps doing this to me. People just go BAM! And
just show up.
How are you, my darling?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. One of the things I was thinking before is when you said you were in your new unit, I was like, is this the thing that you made the decision on?
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my god, look at you!
It's just so I can't stop smiling. It's so surreal. Like I can't believe it, and
Oh
it's all
my
because of you. It literally
god.
is. Like it's just because of you
That's
that
so
I've
funny.
realised that you can't just stay comfortable. Like you need to take a risk and go for it. What your heart tells you, just do it.
Yeah. And we
It
went for
was.
breakfast, and this is when was it? Like it was only a few months ago when I last when
Yeah,
I
it was.
first seen you and last seen you was only a few months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, or end of August, I think.
Oh wow. And you've got it
Yeah,
already and you're in it?
yeah. I've been in it for a month now.
Oh
I
well,
know
well done
I've
to
not even
you.
told people. I've not even told people. This is like hardly anyone knows.
Oh wow. Okay, so it is a big move,
Yeah.
but
Mega. And
exciting.
I didn't even. So one of the things that I learned from the divine, which is one of the first things that you taught me, was not to seek justification from other people about our decisions and to be
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. Because remember, I asked to join the divine, didn't I, the first time round when it was like 8 weeks. And I was like, panic, and set. Spoke to my partner, spoke to my parents, everyone, and didn't end up doing it. But then
No.
the second time when I actually did join, it was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like there was no even, I weren't asking no one because I
Yeah.
knew deep down, and that was what it was like to get in this studio now.
Oh, love that. I'm so proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
So one of the things I actually wanted to ask you about in this little video was you did inquire about, so you've just done the last round of the divine, so you
Yeah,
are fresh out the gate. You are well, it's expanded since you done it now. It's you done it and it was 10 weeks,
it's now
but
12, isn't it?
it's now 12 weeks, so it's only 2 weeks extra, but I think those 2 weeks are really good
Yeah.
for the embodiment.
Mm.
um yeah, you inquired and didn't do it, and then I think it was like 1 or 2 rounds later is when you actually signed up. So
One
what
round, it was
was
only one round. I was too
was it?
jealous. Yeah.
Okay.
So this morning was, I was like, yeah, gotta do this.
So what was the difference for you in the what space was you in between those two times when you inquired?
Okay, so that first time when I inquired, I was literally at rock bottom. You will have seen my posts, my stories. I think you shared them actually. I was literally suicidal. I didn't want to be here. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I was constantly questioning every single thing of every decision I made. I'd be like, "You're making the wrong decision," and I was constantly to and froing. My mind was like controlling me. One minute it was saying like, "Right, you're not good enough, so you need to change and you need to do this," and then the other one was like, "No, you're fine. Just keep doing what you're doing." But then that other part of me would just constantly. So I was constantly on this roller coaster of just feeling shit. But it was difficult more because I'm so confident, I'm so animated. I've always been like that. It's natural for me. People are like, God, you're so happy. I'm like, this is just me. Like, this is just how I am. So because I'm like that, nobody knew at all,
Yeah.
which made it more difficult. So when I was obviously in that space, it was not the best. Um, and then I was kind of coming out of it. You know how I said like you have your like roller coasters. The second time that I inquired, I was kind of coming out of my lull. and then you did the free masterclass. And I was working away at the time, my first ever time proper working away. So it was beautiful. So I was in Oxford in a Jory's Inn hotel, feeling on top of the world because I'd finally got work back. And I just thought, right, I'm gonna bloody do it. I'm gonna listen. And I swear, I was like, the whole time listening to you on that masterclass, I was just like, this hits home so bad. Clarity call, quick.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Yeah.
Because you did actually, what was interesting is you did actually make it to a clarity call the first time you inquired. So
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more than some people even get to that point. But what made you push through the first time and book that clarity call?
Because I just wanted to know more about it, because I could already see that you're incredible. Like, and you've not even started properly then. And I think I remember just start to see you like videoing yourself in the park talking about masculine and feminine, and I was like, this girl is amazing. And energy. I just know she's going to teach me so much. So that's what really pushed me more than anything to want to ask you a bit more information.
Okay. What was there any objections to you actually committing and signing up?
Yeah, the money. That shit me up. I'm not gonna lie, like, because obviously I've done an investment like university, like, yeah, that's fine because you don't really notice it and you're out getting pissed and, for 3 years and you just don't notice these things. So having like an investment straight up, it was like, oh, can I afford this? That constant panic setting in, like, can I commit? Am I going to be good enough? Am I going to do it? And then that am I good enough? Kept coming in even further.
Yeah.
And then, like I said before, asking others for justification. That's when I was like, do you know what? I know I'm not in the right space for it.
No. And that's one of the biggest things. It's like, I know for me, if I feel a pull towards an investment, I just move on it. Like, we'll make a move and invest. And I know the second time I spoke to you, you were like, boom, put the details in, paid in full, like you'd done it, you were there, you truly showed up for yourself. But how did you not ask people for justification? Because I know that's a hard thing for people to pull away from.
I don't know if it was because I had already inquired. However, not gonna lie, the one little thought about, oh, because the price obviously had increased because you added so much extra stuff, like quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, do you know what? And I had in my head, like, say, for example, I had in my head, oh, if it's £1,000, I'm doing it. Right? And then when you were like, oh, it's like 1,600 or whatever it was. And I was like, yes, fine. Yeah, and I was just like, okay, actually, fuck it, because why not? I've got this far. It's my second clarity call. Something is gravitating me towards you to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I'm so
That's what happened. I feel like it was just a main gut instinct, like, I need this, otherwise I'm just going to carry on the way that I've always been.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other side looks like right now, but I know that Lydia can get me there. She can teach me to do that. And I think that's what put me forward even more.
I love that. And how was your experience of the divine?
Oh, I can't even talk about it because it makes me so emotional.
Oh
like,
my God,
it really does. Like, so I remember when obviously you first gave us our first like workbook for that week, and I was like, wow, this is a lot, but let's go for it. And I put my 100% in. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. At school, at uni, I couldn't have cared less, right? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll just do it last minute. Not with this. I was dedicated 110%, like, and it wasn't just because of the money, it was because I was desperate. I was truly desperate to get out of that crap situation that I was in and do something. But the experience was just insane. Not only obviously being able to work with you, but also all the other girls and the community, and the seeing what these other girls are going through and how you can help and how you can resonate with everybody. And take different spins and get advice from people that you don't even know, you've never even met, but like you just love them like they're your sister. It's amazing.
I know, I love that. And I spoke to Charlie before, and she's made friends with two of the girls. Like literally, they go for lunch, they go and like cook for each other in the houses. And I was saying when I spoke to Charlie, what's interesting is you and Lucy have met up from the Divine as
Yeah,
well, and it's just so nice to see that women
I'm meeting up
actually
with
meet
Charles as
up.
well on Sunday. I can't wait.
Oh my god, it's just
See
so
on Saturday.
amazing. Do you think was the Divine what you expected it to be, in the sense of, I said this to Charlie and Chelsea today, you know, the way I talk about it being self-love and I talk about what it is, was your expectations coming into it different from what it actually was?
So I know it's very cliche to be like expectations were way higher, and they were, but they were extremely different. So I think that I went into it thinking this is going to be like CBT therapy, like she's going to, you know, teach me a couple of these little things. I'm going to, when we have these group chats, it's going to be very much just a coaching and write your notes, you know, like your masterclass. I didn't realise how much work I'd actually be doing myself, but with your assistance and with even just the booklets that you have written. It's so deep. You don't even realise when you're doing it. You're like, wow. And then the meditations as well, like the amount of time, them voice notes that I send
Your
you, Liz,
voice notes.
and I'm crying. I'm literally streaming with tears going, Lydia, I'm so grateful. Like, just boom, like so much.
Oh, I love that voice note.
Every single part of it was not what I expected at all. At all. I couldn't, yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway from the Divine? Like,
Just
how has the
seeing
Divine helped you?
I literally, right, so this is the best part. I just love it. The fact that I can have a triggering thought and literally watch it go past. Like, I can literally watch it now, like, and I'm like, okay. It happens all the time now, and I love it. Like, so for example, Monday night, I was watching Ambulance on TV, right? And there was something to do with the baby on there. And normally when a baby comes up, and I'll look at Jay, and I'll be like, no reaction, it's a big thing. And normally my thoughts, I'd be like, oh, I'm never going to get that, like, what we're doing.
That was a huge thing.
That was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And on Monday, it was like, oh, that baby's cute. You're probably not going to have that. Oh, and I just watched it, and I was like, oh. And normally it would put me in a bit of a sting. It would.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, do you want a drink? No. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be dead off. Whereas that's just not happening anymore. I just watch it and go, yeah. So, carry on with my life. That does not define who I am. That does not define if I'm worthy. Yeah. That's the best part of being able to recognise it. And then I can assess it as well. I like to assess a lot of my thoughts now and journal on them. So on a night, I'll always journal like on whatever thought I might have had or something that I might have done. So I noticed the other day, right, this is so, I don't know why I'm admitting to this, but it's a big part of things. I lied to someone. I said a white lie, right? Ridiculous white lie for zero reason. It had no impact on me, them, anybody at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I lie? What made me say that ridiculous thing?
Interesting.
And I journaled on it, and I was like, oh my god, because all of my childhood I had to tell these white lies because they wouldn't believe me either way. And I recognised, well, yeah. So all these realisations are still happening even after the Divine. Because I was constant, weren't I? I was constant with the realisations, weren't I? Everyone was like, God, Terri again, like.
You were just like had so many. It was literally insane. But you had so many from like day one. But you'd been on such a journey before you even entered the Divine. So by the time you entered it, like you said, you were 100% showing up because you were just so desperate for things to change. And you showed up, like you showed up and then some. But it just goes to show, like, when you put the work in, and I think that's what's really beautiful about the Divine is even though you're coached by me and you have such a, because I think people don't realize as well the level of input you have from me as your coach. Like, it's really intense, the support, but also I hold you accountable, so you have to show up for yourself. So it's like a really nice balance.
Yeah, I quite liked that. I didn't need it, not gonna lie, but it was really handy to have, to be like, right, okay, let's. So I think I remember telling you actually in the clarity call that when I was younger, I used to have like this thing with like teachers. If there was a teacher that I really liked, I'd do everything in my power to impress them. Like, I'd be like, right, homework's in like 2 days early. Yeah. Like, I would probably like, but there were no apples on the desk because that's just like obvious. But everything I'd be doing, and that's how I felt about you. The first time I spoke to you, I was like, I feel like I need to impress this girl. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's obviously stuck with me from childhood.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
Yeah,
What would you say to people who are on the cusp of investing in the divine?
I think you've got to be ready. It's definitely going to have, like, if you genuinely want to change the way that you think, the way that you live, like, if your life isn't feeling prosperous, isn't feeling like there's anything going on, you're in a lull all the time, which I was, then it's something that you should just jump into and do it. Because it gives you all the tools. Not only is the experience great for that 12 weeks that you're going to be in it, but after, it's the tools after then that's going to keep you going for the rest of your life. Really is.
If you could go on, sorry, there was a delay.
No, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, if you could sum up the divine in 1 or 2 words, how would you sum it up?
100% emotional is on there because I always get nearly teary up when I'm on there. But 100% life changing.
Oh,
It's got to be. Yeah.
I
It's
love
so
that.
true. It's so true.
I know, and it really is. And like, this is one of the things that, like, it's funny because I was speaking to my VA before, and I was like, I would honestly stand in front of anyone and say I've got one of the best programs out there, and she just started laughing. I was like, no, I'm not joking. Like, I'm literally like, I can't believe the program I've created. And like, speaking to Charlie and Chelsea today has made me realize that, like, still seeing the impact it has, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It's been like 3 months after, and like I've made so many changes to my life. It's literally unreal. Like, what even, and even weirder, like, just so many things changed even before. Like, the week I started the divine, like, so much had changed already then because I'd literally stepped up on my mindset.
Yeah. But it's that thing, isn't it? It's like, you've got to be ready. Like, the first time you wasn't ready, the second time you was 100% ready. And I think if people are just feeling that pull, it's just to follow it and listen to that. And it is scary, but like Charlie said on her testimonial, you know, you figure out ways to pay for it. Like, she just cut down on takeaways and bottles of wine, and she paid for it. And she was a mum with 2 kids, and she done it.
I agree. That's how I felt about this studio now. Like, I was having kittens about it, thinking, no, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. That's ridiculous. I was like, bugger it, just do it. If you end up in debt, you end up in debt. So be it.
I'm so proud. Well done that you've moved, though.
No, look, I've got my little sewing machine. It's all a bit of a mess at the minute, but
Oh my God.
I've just made loads of scrunchies. Like, so many.
Oh wow.
And they're out of old dresses.
I love it. So for context for people watching, when Terri Ann come into the divine, she was in a loft and she hated her loft and it did not inspire her. And now she's got this studio where she can go and work, and you're putting all your energy into that. How exciting!
Oh no!
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It means the world.
Thanks for having me.
And I shall see you soon.
Yes, please do.
Okay, speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. So, amazing. Can't cope. Why are these testimonials just like the most amazing thing? Like, literally, Just amazing. Just, oh, I have literally one of the best programs in the coaching world. Like, hands up, I'm gonna say it. I don't even give a shit who thinks that I'm lying. I literally have created one of the best programs out there for people to purchase, and I am so proud of it. And I am so proud of the women, and I am so proud of myself for just creating this magic. Oh! So if you feel called, we begin Monday, and yeah, thank you for watching.